Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 11:37 Saturday in the EST. It is the Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. It is the Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. It is the Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. Yours truly is the 7 days of self-isolation, self-quarantine. Since in a few hours it's gonna be a week since I've tested positive for COVID last Saturday after I think it was 3:33 p.m. something about 3:33 p.m. EST in Hawk Island, Montreal, and I've tested positive for COVID. Yours truly, Hana Dragon. Woke up was a bit moody, kind of upset. I still am a bit clearing the throat, still coughing, coughing and spitting. I woke up a little bit moody, also a little bit upset. I think it was triggered by these subconscious, irrational dreams that I had. Getting hot in the sun, so I won't take off my shirt. Warning trigger: shirtless philosophical meditation over coffee discussion in this Saturday, July 16th, full moon weekend after the full moon was on Wednesday. Gonna be doing a little bit of a freestyle philosophy, spirituality, and of course dream analysis and interpretation. Dream analysis and interpretation in the sun, since it's the Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, which begins of course Friday at midnight and lasts until Sunday 3 p.m. I will be putting some honey in my coffee. Usually drink the coffee black. Most of the times, more than 90% have my coffee black. More than 93% even have my coffee black. However, I will be putting some honey. This is local honey which I've purchased a few weeks ago. Acquired it from a fundraising event which occurred in Hawk Island, Montreal, in a school. So this honey comes from the top of a school, to be specific, a high school in Montreal, Hawk Island metropolis. Of course, I call Hawk, H-A-W-K, Hawk Island, Montreal. So I'm gonna be putting some honey. I'm gonna be tasting the honey first. Let's see. Very good. A little bit of lemon taste. Saving some for the tea later. I'm gonna be having a special tea, maybe go live on Facebook, Sri Lanka situation, and read about philosophy. I'm grateful, thankful, first and foremost, that my rent is paid for July. I'm grateful, thankful that my electricity bill is paid in full, rent is paid in full, electricity bill is paid in full. One half of my phone bill is paid, so to that trinity of bills, the fourth dimension, have coffee and have food. My sister, my anonymous sister, actually ordered me an order of food and have extra honey, Canadian made honey, which are 500 grams, so more than a pound, which are more of the hard honey. This is the soft honey. The other one is the cream honey, but nonetheless it is very good. So I'm grateful, thankful. I'm also gonna say this coffee. I'm grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, my electricity bill is paid, and my half of my phone bill is paid in full to that trinity of bills. Got food, coffee, some halva from Ukraine, some halva from Ukraine, some halva from Ukraine. I want to say a thankful gratitude first and foremost. Again, my videos say thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you. Farmers who harvest the fruits of the goddess, who dances with her bird, the sun. The fruits are all fruits, vegetables, and legumes. All the vegetables, the legumes, and the fruits are made, created by the dance of the goddess, aka Mother Nature, with her brother the sun. Makes and creates all fruits, vegetables, and legumes, and the grains, of course, that our brothers and sisters farmers, those fruits, grains, vegetables, or legumes, which are the products, creation, and made by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun, with the black fertile earth and the golden sun rays, containing vitamins and heat and nutrients in the light of the sun. Of course, the water and the rains and the rivers. Hawk Island, Montreal, big metropolis, 2.5 million people we are, of which I am. My hometown was surrounded by a big river. So all the fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. All the fruits, vegetables, and legumes. Our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest first to make our great civilization. That is the motto of the dancing goddess army, which I'm calling all to support, join therein, and support, love in whatever volunteer, whatever way, capacity, shape, or form we can do to support the dancing goddess in complementary in a covenant way with the Dragan army. Yours truly, Adrian Hanna, Dragon, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom thereof. I'm sitting in Hawk Island, Montreal this morning. Woke up a bit moody, a bit upset, felt like hitting the wall a few times. And acknowledging those emotions, those feelings, and then taking action, sublimating and channeling. So I took a shower, already start feeling better. Cleaner, took a shower, set up my room for the Sabbath, changed my bed sheets, cleaned a little bit of the front door because there was a lot of dirt and dust. So cleaned that, already start feeling much better. By the time I was done finishing setting up my room, of which I'm auctioning the Canadian flag, the United States of America flag, the Mexican flag, the German flag, the United Nations flags, I'm auctioning them as well, of course. I'm auctioning them to raise funds for the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. As I'm auctioning this shirt, this pants, black shirt, well, it's black and white actually, the shirt. Slippers, black and white slippers. And there's black and white. It has white, black and white. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, truckers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, delivery workers delivering goods, such as my sister and I must just received a bag of goods, which one was for me, the honey. Thank you, love you, kiss you, bus drivers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, nurses. Thank you, love you, kiss you, daycare workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, doctors. Thank you, love you, kiss you, nurses. Thank you, love you, kiss you, workers of the city in sanitation. Thank you, love you, kiss you, butchers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, bakers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, bakers, for baking bread, now making a bagel, cheeseburger. Those working in warehouses with steel toe boots, unloading trucks. Thank you, love you, kiss you, those loading the trucks with goods. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, those unloading the trucks of goods. Thank you, love you, kiss you, sanitation workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, the butchers, making sausages, making bacon, preparing food. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, bakers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, bakers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, bakers. Those baking a bagel, making a bread, making a cheeseburger. made with that bread, or a hamburger, or whatever the bread can be used for. Eating with soup even. Some people eat it. Bread. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, dairy farmers with the dairy, making cheese, making milk. Thank you, love you, hug you, the fruit farmers who make oranges in Florida, or apples here in Canada, Montreal, grapes even, of course we have some grapes. My favorite fruit is grapes. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, all farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, all truckers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, all those working in warehouses. Thank you, love you, kiss you, all those working in the fast food, in the food industry, making a cheeseburger, making a hamburger, preparing a meal, making a salad, now making a pizza to feed families with children, to feed children and families. Those making a coffee now across the supply chains throughout the North American civilizational collective, throughout the collective North American civilization, making a coffee made somewhere to give to a trucker who is leaving Montreal or coming into Montreal or going east or north or south throughout this North America with goods or durable goods or food, bread, milk, butter, eggs, and bread, all sorts of items of goods, and melon, tomatoes, and potatoes across this North American civilizational collective. Truckers love you, kiss you, hug you. Thank you to those making maybe a coffee now. Coffee's being served now to a trucker who has driven for 6 hours now. Has got to stop somewhere for the east, west, north, south throughout this North American civilizational collective. Thank you both to that trucker who's delivering the goods east, west, north, south of Montreal, Hawk Island, or roundabout, or just coming in or going out or having a stop, get a coffee somewhere in the throughout USA, throughout Canada, coast to coast, wherever the case may be. Thank you, love you, kiss you. Working in the food industry, making coffee in the coffee shops. Get our coffee for the trucker or for the family, for whoever. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you. All general workers of the North American Civilizational Collective, of the collective North American Civilizational Collective. Thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you. It was truly Adrian Han, Dragan. I'm gonna go on a philosophical, meditative, speculative rant. And of course, I am auctioning this shirt. I'm auctioning this shirt. I'm auctioning this shirt. Bought secondhand. These pants gifted by my sister, and these slippers. These 3 items. That was the 4th dimension. All of them are black and white. I gotta say this. Those black and white home evening pants. These black and white. These are black and white shirt. So I'm auctioning the shirt. I'm auctioning this sandals, slippers, slander, slipping on the sandals. I'm auctioning the pants. $1,000 respectively for the sandals. PayPal North American shipping only. $10,000 for the pants and $1 million for the. That is correction. $10,000 for the slippers. I marched in them a lot. $100,000 for the pants gifted from my sister, and $1 million for the shirt. PayPal North America shipping to raise funds, which are first and foremost, I'm gonna pay off my $10,000 debt to the RBC, $2,200 debt to the government of Canada. The government Canada. Government of Quebec correction. Government of Quebec correction. Government of Quebec $2,200. $2,200. $2,200 to the government of Quebec. I have to check my letter I received yesterday. Didn't open it because confinement during COVID maybe there. Erased my debt. $10,000 to the RBC. I woke up a bit moody, a bit upset. A bit triggered. Not really triggered, but triggered in a way by my dreams. Of course, dreams sometimes reflect subconscious forces and subconscious elements. Sometimes they reflect the malaise. Some say that it could be an indicative of the future or from the deep past repressed memories. I doubt that there were any repressed memories, and I said I don't remember much of my early childhood, adolescence, and early adulthood. I remember more the past years. Paradoxically, remember more past lives, past reincarnations. But I generally don't remember much. So I doubt that they were repressed memories, but they were very irrational type of dreaming. Even the conversations were seemingly irrational, mixed with hostile attitudes, coupled with friendly attitudes, coupled with some sexuality. But the sexuality was a part of the LGBTQ community. From what I got, the feeling in the dream was that there was some hostility towards the LGBTQ community because at one point I think it was me and some seemingly fellow LGBTQers were dancing, and there seemed to be a hostility because they were embracing, they were kissing and hugging and being close. And from it was like kind of this bar in a hotel, like hotel type of bar, restaurant, lounge type of lounge where people can dance, bar lounge, even disco, semi-disco, very dark, a little bit ambient, dark. It seemed to be part of a hotel complex, so maybe a resort. To analyze the dream is it the dream that would make me wake up so moody? Of course, my seventh day from COVID, I tested COVID positive last week, so I don't fully think that I've recovered fully from COVID as I'm resting on this Sabbath now, meditating, doing this video in the sun, interpreting my dream. But I was very moody, very upset. Perhaps because I'm in a financial crisis also, and cravings, cravings. We have unfulfilled desires and lust. I'm not perfect. Got issues, got vices, got lusts. Don't play it self-righteous. Do not play it self-righteous. Don't like to play it self-righteous because even though I'm a universal spiritual teaching student, I have cravings, I lust. It's irrational forces, subconscious forces, the irrational, which sometimes make us feel a certain way until we get somewhat of a hold. And of course, taking action is necessary. Taking action is necessary. For me, working out, training, exercising has been, is, and will be medicine and therapy for yours. I'm in the sun now having coffee. I feel much better now. I saw somebody hugging earlier, just before I came out, I saw somebody hugging. I already started feeling much better. I like to see people hug, kiss, embrace, love, LOV, and whatever expressions of love. I am also very physical. Maybe I'm pretty sure it's also the fact that I cannot afford a massage therapy right now. Right? Wish I could afford one. Although today I'm still isolating, still in quarantine officially, still in quarantine isolation officially, but still in isolation, quarantine officially. But nonetheless, it costs. It costs a lot. With the prices increases, inflation, less and less people can afford it. That's why the Dragan army calling and have been calling for the creation thereof to be of service and security. So maybe a lot of factors made me moody, upset. And then as I got things going, took a shower, washed my hair, washed my body, started cleaning my room, setting up my room for the Sabbath setting. Because last night maybe I fell asleep too early, I slept too much, maybe these dreams were also part of it, so maybe a confluence, a convergence of events made me feel moody, upset. Maybe I wanted to get more likes. I only get one like on my videos. I'm doing it raw, real, revolutionary on this. Realist, raw, real, revolutionary, unedited. Mostly unedited. Video raw, real, and direct. Philosophizing, being grateful, thankful, meditating. My training, and my policies, and as I'm calling the implementation for my Trinity of theories, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, and democratic fusion theory. The Trinity of theories with the fourth dimension, love is action. Fact remains, I was moody, I was upset. Maybe I felt at one point I was screaming. I admit it, I felt like screaming. Just a little bit. After the shower, I started feeling better. After cleaning my room, I started feeling better. Setting up my room, I started feeling better. Cleaning the dirt in front of my room, I started feeling better. This is the emotions, the feelings. It's the unadmitted. How, it's a multiplicity of factors, maybe that made me feel more. I wasn't feeling love enough. Maybe I'm not feeling too much love, love for myself, on the receiving end. Gotta give and receive, give and receive, give and receive. If we just receive, well, balance, harmony, equilibrium. I'm always striving to attain my philosophical, spiritual life. I'd be upset, said, I wish I could have got a donation via PayPal, commission. Somebody commissioned me. Hey, here, I'll give you 10 Canadian dollars. Can you do 10 minutes on a topic? Or 100 Canadian dollars via PayPal from XYZ somewhere in Canada, Canadian, North American, in the USA. Here's $100. Can you make a dialogue, a discourse on a specific topic? Maybe that's also why. The fact that I haven't gotten economic, financial, commercial, financial donation or somebody to commission me to work, some work. Commission me some. Artistic work or athletic work or activist or philosophy or geopolitical analysis of geopolitics, of which I'm top, excellent, great at. At some things I admit I'm mediocre. At some things I admit I'm average. I admit some things so-so. So-so. CSIS, 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 NSA, National Security Agency, CIA, FSB, Mossad, hack me on it. Too late, maybe a 14-year-old geek hacked me. Okay, I watched a little bit of pornography. Not this weekend, last weekend, last Sabbath, because I was sick. Still am sick with COVID on my last. I'm feeling much better. Don't hack me, I watch a little porn, I masturbate. I'm reiterating this often in my videos since I received ones were trying to blackmail me, sexual blackmail me, so I said that. It's possible the camera was turned on. Supposedly even high-tech CEOs cover their cameras and hack. Money I ain't got on PayPal, $3 on PayPal, $3 Canadian on PayPal, or $3.58 or something like that. In my bank account, I'm in the red, I'm in the minus. I owe $10,000 to the RBC. I got 2,000. Government of Quebec is asking for $2,200. No need to hack. You hack me, made a sun rays, sunbeam, sun flares. Hack you in your whole head. Smash it open. In a parallel life, in a parallel life, in a parallel life, science, innovation, and technology, supercomputers, satellites, ICBM rockets, gadgets, microchips is my universe. In that parallel life where science, innovation, and technology is my chosen path. In this life right here, is the sun doing this video, coffee with yours truly, Dragan. It's philosophy, art, psychosexual theory, or sexual theory and psychological theory are mixed together. Psychosexual, psychoanalysis, and psychology, psychosexual theory, the irrational, emotional, spiritual life as a universal spiritual teaching student, because I'm still learning every day. Mother Nature is the greatest artist and greatest scientist. As an independent athlete, independent artist, independent activist, as a philosopher, as the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, who's great at geopolitical analysis, super at philosophy, at independent athletics, in challenging the multimillionaires, athletes in the NBA, National Basketball Association, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, NHL, National Hockey League, NFL, National Football League, NHL, to try to do my workouts. Push up for push up, squat for squat, hawk for hawk. 3 hour long workouts, sometimes more than 2 hours, more than an hour. Or do my general war integrated total body training system, which I'm proud to have created. But nonetheless, back to the topic at hand. Woke up moody, upset, triggered. Not, I felt like punching the wall a few times. I like screaming a few times. Then I started feeling better when doing. So it requires action. Said I've been there, feeling down, feeling upset, sorry for myself. Ah, I don't get any likes on my YouTube. I'm working what I have. The instruments, the tools given. I'm grateful, thankful for this laptop, what's in it. And I have to call my parallel self, get aligned to my parallel self to explain to me computer science, satellites, and how they're intercepting my phone calls and tracking my movements with the smartphone via stingrays. It's okay. I rap sometimes, so you better be ready for me to rap some deliciously disgusting diatribe about twerking on the Pope's face. For the goddess. Twerking on the Pope's face for the goddess. Twerking on the Pope's face for the goddess. I'm not that good at twerking yet, so. So taking action is required. Analyzing. And I know what I need. I need a good fucking massage. That's what I fucking. That's what I need. A good fucking massage. A good love. I want to say love you. Love you threefold, sevenfold back. Need LOV. My rent's paid. Electricity bill is half of it is in full. My electricity bill is paid in full. My rent is paid in full, and half of my phone bill is paid in full. That Trinity bills, fourth dimension, have food and coffee. I'm good. Even for a few days. Even for a few days. And I got halva. I got dessert. Halva from Ukraine. I'm calling for a ceasefire, global ceasefire, peace. And I have aggression, yeah. I do have aggression. I admit it, especially when I rap. Especially when I work out. But that's a channeling, sublimating. Sublimate and channel. Leaders of the free world, well, you see them read from a piece of paper somebody else wrote for them. We've gotten to this point. Free world, baby. Free world. Welcome to the free world. Inflation. You see the gas prices. Complaining is not enough. Admitting certain things is part of the breaking the impasse. I admit some things I am mediocre, some things I am average, some things I am so-so. Some things I am even fucking useless. I'm great at philosophizing. I'm getting better at cooking. I can cook great. I can cook super good. I can cook excellent. Sometimes I mess it up. But most of the times I can cook very good. Good. Better than average. More than mediocre. I'm better than so-so. Cooking. I can cook. I can clean. I can work out, train, exercise, speculate. Geopolitical analysis and theory. Exploring the irrational emotional life of which I've explored dark feelings and sentiments and emotions within myself. Civilization has its discontents. Civilization has its discontents. Civilization has its discontents. Civilization has its discontents. A joke. The truth that in fact Adrian Hunter Dragan is a third Freudian, a third Jungian, a third Crowleyan, and fourth dimension. So Dragon to that. In my psychological theories that I have, few psychological theories of my own, exploring myself and the environment, civilization, society. But nonetheless, the solution was not me to go back to bed and feel sorry for myself and feel upset and moody or hit the wall or even scream. Maybe screaming would have helped. I'm gonna simulate it now. Rock and roll, like in rock, rock, rock. It would have not helped. What did help was taking a shower, cleaning the front door, in front of the front door, the dust, the dirt in front of the front door, setting up my room beautifully, changing my bed sheets, and seeing those two fellow citizens hugging. Just went before I started the video, 5 minutes before I started the video, they were hugging in the street. Felt bad. I wish I could get a good hug like that. I mean, isolation, quarantine. This aggression I have, I channel it and sublimate it. So even those negative emotions and feelings are channel and sublimate and channel. Two key words: sublimation and channeling. Channeling and sublimation. Sublimate and channel. It's like the aggression. Do push-ups instead of harming something. Do squats. Run a half an hour. Do workout an hour. Do push-ups, 100 push-ups instead of harming somebody or taking it out on somebody. Right? So going back to the dream, going back to the dream, which I've analyzed and I'm analyzing now doing this raw, real revolutionary coffee with Dragan. That the dream was, a lot of it was irrational. And it was different settings. At one point it seemed like we were on a tennis court. I'm not a big fan of tennis. seemed like we were just passing through, and there was somebody playing tennis, back and forth, tick, tick, tick. What was that about in the dream? Well, not sure. There was friendliness and there was hostility, there was aggression, there was hostility. Like I said, when we were dancing, you know, what does that mean? At one point, there seemed to be this supermarket with cars that were, the cars seemed to be decrepit, decaying cars, like a few cars around. I don't know, it's just symbolic. I don't drive, I take public transit. So to analyze the parts of the dream, there is indeed a subconscious element. So to analyze it, take those three segments of the dream, or the three settings of the dream. So my dream could be broken down three or more settings, but if I do analyze setting by setting to interpret, see what would be the meaning of the dream, right? Is it certain experiences? Is it some memories, or rekindled, repackaged in the dream, right? So I have, at this point in time, I have more questions, but now to go into an analysis of the dream, profound analysis, is maybe part of why I felt so moody, so upset, so irritated when I woke up, was part of because of the dream, right? The dreams sometimes reflect deep irrational, emotional, subconscious forces, or could be memories repackaged, or hidden desires, hidden feelings and emotions which can be irrational, that speak to us through the dreams. Analyzing dreams of others, I would have to ask a lot of questions. If you want me to analyze a dream, I would have to ask a lot of questions, maybe even what's your astral sign. Even what's your astral sign. But if I break down the dream now into three main parts of the dream. So my dream, there was a setting, the settings, and the characters. One setting was in what seemed to be a bar, lounge type of disco, which was part of a hotel complex. And there was some dancing involved. Now, I love dancing, so I was dancing. And music, I was dancing. But it seems like I was with a group of LGBTQ, since I am LGBTQ myself. Androgynous, pansexual, androgynous, and pansexual. So that includes being bisexual. So being part of the LGBTQ community, it seemed that I was a LGBTQ community when I had a friendly dancing relationship in the club, but there was some hostility from another group. Some hostility. I had just read in the news there's something, an event, supposedly, allegedly that had happened, that there was some discrimination and it happened. So there's my LGBTQ community, supposedly they were dancing too gay or something. Some they got discriminated and they were told to leave from a bar or from a disco, from a place here in La Belle Province in the province of Quebec. So that was the dancing in the bar. There seemed to be some hostility. Could be my irrational desire to, not necessarily irrational, but my impulse, a desire since I'm part of the LGBTQ community to come to support or to come to help fellow LGBTQ community members when under hostile, under threatening conditions such as dancing in a club together, gay men or bisexual men or whatever, lesbians, LGBTQ folk. Maybe that's what that setting represented. But it was in a bar lounge type of disco setting, not that big. It was not that big, or a few groups of people here and there. It was a bar, visibly a bar, and there was seemingly like a hotel complex, which surrounded. There was a hotel complex that surrounded the bar that would seem to be kind of underground, because at one point we were on the stairs and went to get a fresher breath of fresh air, and it was dark outside. It was night, and there were a few hotels, like part of a hotel complex. So that's one setting, and the meaning of that could be the hostility towards my fellow LGBTQ community. It could be that since I've read just before, a day before, I've read in the news. It could be that my subconscious reflected what I've read in the news, and I've imagined myself in that context, and I would react. And I would react in a defense, of course, defense of my LGBTQ community. I would defend, of course, my LGBTQ. Could be that, right, in the dream. Me having read just the day before about some issues concerning discrimination against my fellow LGBTQ community here in Hokkaido, Montreal. And then in the dream I was dancing members of the LGBTQ community, my fellow LGBTQ community, dancing in a group, 6, 7 or something like that, in that resort type of hotel complex, in that disco bar, lounge, whatever it was. And then receiving a sort of hostile comments from another group. And there was another group who was observant. And we're observing the hostile group, our group of about 5, 6, maybe 7 LGBTQ community people, including myself, another group of about 5 or 6, and another group of about 5 or 6. So maybe 666 visibly, plus the bar, so like 2 visible bartenders, because there was a bar there. So the ones observing, the ones who were hostile to us, and us, the 3 groups. So the meaning of this could be that it was my subconscious and reflecting in a dream, putting myself in that position as I would have been dancing there in that circumstance, which occurred in supposedly in a few days, 2, 3, or the weekend or something, when it was reported in the news about 2, 3 days ago. I've read about it. So it could be that. Could be that. So that was one setting. The bar, the resort type of hotel. It could be me dreaming about what I've read just a few days before that dream. The other dream, the setting was kind of tennis sports courts. Kind of, there's a tennis court, maybe some other sport. And there are people kind of playing tennis and maybe exercising, stretching more than exercising. And it was me and this other character, who was really a very tall person. It was kind of like a not fully antagonistic or hostile conversation or dialogue, but partially. And I think the person claimed to be an acquaintance or a friend from the past. And we had that dialogue in this sports setting. It was definitely a tennis court, definitely a sport, people stretching. It was like, and even myself, I believe, I was maybe half without a shirt, almost sporty dress, like sporty, like I was working out. And this person came when I was working out, seemingly. It was not that clear, this other setting. So this, it seems like it was at least 3 diverged dreams within this dream, or 3 settings and 3 events, or 3 different dreams within this dream, kind of. And so this setting was kind of sporty. There was a tennis, there was a sport, there was people see me working out, training, was stretching more. And me kind of stretching in the sun. Seemed to be it was day. And this person, very tall person, came in and interacted with me and tried to convince me, almost trying to convince me that she knew me or he was a friend from the past, and I couldn't remember. And if somebody comes from, says, I knew you 20 years ago, come online, I have events. I don't remember sometimes what I did yesterday. And it's possible, I've met so many people, hundreds of thousands in this Hawk Island, Montreal, throughout the many years, in the libraries, in the different folks I've met throughout my life, my struggles, suffering, being, come, I've been depressed, I've been suicidal, I've struggled, I've suffered, I've struggled, I've suffered, I've struggled, I've suffered. It's possible, 20 years ago again. And besides, I don't know if I'm not looking to reconnect with anybody who might no hard feelings. If you want to join Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, that's fine. If you want to join the Dancing Goddess, the Dragon Kingdom, that's fine. If you want to join the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, that's fine. But I'm not looking generally to reconnect with people whom I knew 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. I personally don't want to go back to nothing. I've died COVID, survived COVID, triple vaccinated, and I just want to break the impasse and move forward. And the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom and my work as an independent athlete, independent artist, independent activist, universal spiritual teaching student, because I am also a student, don't know it every day, as a member of the LGBTQ community, as a philosopher, as a geopolitical analyst and theorist, and as a human being with issues, with vices, with lust, with emotion, who's not perfect, far from it, but who doesn't play the self-righteous read from a piece of paper leaders of the free will game. So again, if I haven't heard of you from a few years, it's nothing personal is better that if you want to support my work, the general war integrated whole body training system, my advocacy, my philosophy, commission, video work, XYZ, support the Adrian Hanna Dragon's world peace work, philosophical work, food security advocacy, all LGBTQ community advocacy, or whatever XYZ, or support in any way you can, or whatever, feel free, but don't take it personal. I'm looking for allies and armies, I'm looking for allies and armies, I'm looking for allies and armies, pledge your allegiance, but nothing personal to come tell me that you knew me from 20 years ago, or 15 years ago, or 10 years ago, or it's possible. But anyways, this dream was about that, and this tall person trying to convince me that, remember that event, and I said, not really. And you don't remember that? And I said, no. So you don't remember that? Doesn't come up, doesn't come to me. And the person getting irritated, getting frustrated, getting more agitated by my responses, or perhaps perhaps the person in the dream, or whatever that reflects. It could be that a person has a genuine will to reconnect, but I mean, I'm changed so much, and my change and transformation is ongoing now in the sun. I'm changing and transforming. So I'm becoming Dragon Zero, becoming Dragon Zero, becoming Dragon Zero, becoming Dragon Zero. Encourage all the workout, train, exercise, workout, train, exercise. To work out, to train, exercise. I call for the mass financing of people to work out, to train, to exercise. I'm an advocate of that. I am an advocate of that. Philosopher, interpreter here of dream interpretation, one-on-one in the sun. So that second setting was that sporty setting, and maybe this person was trying to remind me how overweight was because I lost more than 77 pounds. Don't know. Maybe it was my own subconscious reflecting. I was a fit person. I was a fit athletic person. I was trying to remind me, hey, remember you were this and that. Maybe it's my own subconscious. Some things I remember, some things, most things don't. I remember a lot of the work. I put in more work during COVID than all the leaders of the free world combined. And I know that I put more work during COVID than all the leaders of the free world combined. Know that I put in more work during COVID than all the leaders of the free world combined. I need to stretch. I'm sore on the neck. Could use some good hand. 7 day, last day of isolation. I decided to, instead of 5 as recommended, I'll do 7. Half of what used to be 14-day, 2-week quarantine. Then it was 10 days and then 7 days and now lower, even 5 days. I think I got the variant. I tested positive. So back to the dream, the second setting, the person is very insistent on reminding me of some, some dealings we had and that he knew me. He knew me from the past. That he knew me from the past. So it could be a reflection of my own conscious forces, maybe my own self, or reminding myself, because it was a sporty setting, reminding myself of the fitness journey that I am still on and that have through blood, sweat, and tears lost more than 77 pounds. Through blood, sweat, and tears I've lost more than 77 pounds. Through blood, sweat, and tears I've lost more than 77 pounds. Of my own fitness journey. Some tennis, there was some sports, some people seemingly dressed casual sports attire and stretching, and this person also. But nonetheless, was trying to remind me of events that me and him we did together. And it was like, like 3 times I said, don't remember, doesn't ring a bell, and do not recall, or whatever responses, same. And the third setting was kind of like a supermarket setting, and there was not a lot of interaction, seemingly an interaction almost from afar with other people. There's people, but also cars that looked kind of run down, decrepit, almost non-functional. And the store also looked like it was a lot of a bare store. It was not a lot of items in the store. It was a supermarket, a big market, but seemingly there was not a lot of items in the store. Because I remember going in the store, but I don't remember if I purchased something. I think I asked how much is that or that questions about the prices, but in the dream it's not clear. It's not clear if I bought something, if I purchased something, or if I didn't. It's kind of an open question. Did I buy something in the store? Then where did I go in the store? Don't know. And outside the parking lot, there were cars that almost seemed like they were firebombed or cocktail Molotov stricken, cocktail Molotov stricken, or they were not functioning. They were like rusty almost, like, or there was no gas, maybe stuff like that. So it made me think of maybe gas running out of, maybe it was news. What I've kept on hearing, the doom and gloom in the news, right, about supply chains, prices of gas. Supposedly Russia 3 days ago, on the 10th of July, so 6 days ago, 11th of July, 12 maybe, I don't know, but this week nonetheless, maybe a few days ago, Russia closed Nord Stream, a big pipeline they said for repairs. It was scheduled for repairs, so they said they were going to turn it off for 10 days. The gas supply, which Germany is dependent on. Germany is dependent on Russian gas, right? And we see here in Hawk Island, Montreal, and throughout Canada, coast to coast, and North America, how in February 2020, gas average prices was 93 cents on the island of Montreal. 93 cents. 93 cents. February 2020 was the average for the month in gas prices. June, the average was was around $2.10 for June or July now. June average gas price in Montreal, Hawk Island, was more than around 2.10. So more than doubled in 2 years. The gas has more than doubled in price. In 2 years, the gas has more than doubled in price. So now with the new information on supply chains and global food crisis and global food emergency is looming, beginning a global food crisis. That's why I've been arguing people not to food waste, food waste. Food is holy, sacred, and divine. Food is holy, sacred, and divine. Food is holy, sacred, and divine. But maybe that was also subconscious in the dream to what I've heard in the news. The worst case scenario: supermarkets running out of food, goods, the cars not being able to travel due to the oil being so expensive, or even lacking oil, even running out of gas, right? With inflation being the highest in more than 4 decades and 40 years, inflation across the collective of North American civilization, the North American civilization collective, inflation has not been that high in more than 40 years. So all this confluence of events, I believe that third setting where it was this kind of supermarket, these cars and some people feel here and there, but nonetheless. So three different settings, three different meanings which reflect to my journey, to myself as a human being, as a world peace advocate, as a student scholar of geopolitics, civilizations, and history, as a creator of the theories, citizen integration theory, death fusion theory, democratic fusion theory, the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdoms mission. So I woke up moody, woke up upset, triggered, felt like screaming a bit. Started getting better because action is required. Action is required. Action is required. If I feel angry or moody or upset, which I do, I have aggression in me. Rock music. Some rock music can be said to be aggressive, even very aggressive. Some rap music can be said to be aggressive. Rock and rap. Yes. Energies, but channel and sublimate. Sublimate and channel. Sublimating and channel. Hidden lusts. Hidden fears. Drivers towards irrational activities, behavior. The hidden lusts, hidden fears. All these exist. Part of our constitutional nature, our natures, which can be very different. Me from the neighbor, experiences, right? XYZ, so many different factors. Analyzing this dream with these three main settings. Dancing, I love dancing, and the LGBTQ community in the dream. The Perhaps what I've read in the news reflected now in this dream which I had last night, early this morning, whatever, the early morning hours. Me dancing with my fellow LGBTQ community, and receiving some level of hostility. It was nothing physical violence or fighting, but there was some verbal abuse, some type of hostility, hostile behavior, some hostility involving towards my fellow me and my fellow LGBTQ community in that bar lounge disco setting in that bar there that was in the hotel, right? And then so that could be my reflection, my desires, maybe hidden subconscious elements of me being part of the LGBTQ community and loving to dance, love to dance, love to dance. World's greatest living dancer and millennial rainbow poet. I'm the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet. I'm the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet. I'm the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet. As a dancer, the second setting, of course, in the sports atmosphere, like conduct, sporty, me interacting with this person who several times try to rekindle my memory, several times try to rekindle my memory, several times try to rekindle my memory, interpreting the setting in the dream of me and my personal fitness journey, because it was a sporty like environment, and I don't know the tennis court because I'm not a tennis player, but nonetheless maybe I work out next to tennis courts or whatever. Maybe my subconscious desire to play tennis sometimes. I would love to wear those nice shorts, skirt, actually the skirt, the tennis skirt. Since I'm a woman and I'm a man, I'm a man and I'm a woman, I'm a man and I'm a woman. This was my reflection as my fitness journey, having lost 77 pounds and also dealing with memory loss from childhood, from early childhood, adolescence, early adulthood. Paradoxically, remember a lot of past lives, reincarnation. It's young adulthood, doing a lot of independent work in the philosophical arena, in the civil arena, nature and civilization, creating the general or integrated whole body training system, and artistic work, great poems, great songs written. One of the best songs 2022. I still write them, still wrote one yesterday about the beat. Now getting inspired to write a song about dreams, dream song, dreaming song. So that is the first dream, or rather the first setting. I interpret it as being part of my subconscious interpretation and of what I've read in the news about a hostility towards my fellow LGBTQ community, members of the LGBTQ community, stand in solidarity, right? LGBTQ folk, and me dancing in that bar lounge and that incident which was in the news. So my subconscious processed that and that formulated a dream. Me and some fellow queer folk dancing in this seemingly underground bar lounge type of disco, meaning not that big. It was a few people there. One group was kind of observant and minding its own business, and the other group was hostile, I mean, verbally. So there was verbal exchanges, but nothing physical, no physical violence in the dream. So just physical hostility. The, exactly what was said, no, but I felt you feel it in the dream, right? Hostility. So then we went outside, to the stars, and there was the hotels, and there was no more conflict. It's kind of like a resolution. Second part, of course, in the sport-like type of setting, sporty type of setting with sporty people stretching and playing tennis. It's young, sporty. Not no young or old. It's tall, taller than me at least. Probably 6 foot, maybe 6 foot 6'3", 6'4", 5, maybe even 6'6". Possibly was taller than me by a big margin. I'm reaching six, getting closer to six. And the dialogue, which I know that the conversation, the dialogue was something about revolving around working out, training, and exercising, and about him knowing me from the past. Me genuinely, honestly, not remembering him at all, this person at all. But maybe it was a discussion type of with the self, not wanting to go back to weighing 206, more than 266 pounds. I've lost more than 77 pounds, like to not being fit, to being depressed, maybe even being suicidal, even now I'm in a financial crisis, but at least I'm feeling better, although this morning was moody and upset. I'm feeling better now. And the third part was in that supermarket that seemingly seemed rather bare. Not a bear as in the animal creature bear, but B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. B-A-R-E, not B-E-A-R. B-E-A-R is the bear, the animal, and B-A-R-E is bear as in lacking goods, lacking products, whatever products, a more bare environment. Right? It's more bare, it's contrast in opposition to full, to F-U-L, to plenty, plenty, plenty. Cornucopia. So that's supermarket. My entrance into the supermarket, it was very brief, kind of like I went an in and out, kind of in and out. I kind of did a turn to the left and to the right, looked around. I remember interacting with a cashier or somebody, a clerk that was there, but the interaction was very limited. Very limited in the interaction. And the response was kind of, I'm not sure exactly. I kind of asked a question. The person kind of didn't know or said wasn't sure. I might have asked, interpreting the dialogue, I think I asked when is a certain product coming, arriving. The person was not sure or something like that. Brief, very brief interaction. There wasn't a long conversation or a in-depth dialogue. It was a question answer very quickly. A few seconds it took. My interaction with the person and looking around was the supermarket was rather bare. And that was it. So that was the third setting. Three main settings, three different interactions, three different settings, three different dreams in one dream, sort of. Whatever the confluence and the interaction, one is surrounding LGBTQ, one surrounding the fitness journey, and the other one surrounding markets. Three settings: LGBTQ related, LGBTQ related. Second, fitness journey related. And third, nutrition, food security. If I'm to put general categories, food security, supermarket, fitness, fitness journey, and LGBTQ. Dancing, love dancing. I was dancing in bar. I don't, in the dream, I don't know if I had a drink or not. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe one, maybe half. Don't know. Don't remember in the dream drinking anything like that. Three main elements: LGBTQ related, fitness journey related, and food security, supermarket, supply chains. Could be that's a mixture from my own experiences, own subconscious forces, memories, elements, and what was in the news recently. Supply chain crises, supply chain lacking of foods in the supermarkets. 3 essential elements: LGBTQ related, fitness related, and supermarket supply chains. Whatever the supply chains seem like a shortage, a big shortage actually in the dream in the supermarket. And the cars seem like they were not going anywhere. Maybe the oil supply, supply of oil, breaking down of oil supply, or even price is going to, the price goes to $3. So that was supply chains. So all these 3 elements, which are disparate but could have come for what I've been exposed to at the news, listening about that incident involving my fellow LGBTQ community. The fitness, I don't know if there was something about tennis in the news. Could have been something about tennis in the news. And could have been about my own fitness journey. Losing weight, now wanting to regain it. 77 pounds down, creating my own workout training system. The tennis, I wouldn't mind dressing up, wearing a nice skirts, red. Give me some red and green, or rainbow. Give me rainbow. Anybody willing to sponsor rainbow tennis suit? Play tennis for world peace in a rainbow suit with Who's the best tennis player in the world now? Doesn't matter, man or woman. Play them both, men and women. Because I'm a man and I'm a woman, so play them both on the court. One after the other at the same time. Rainbow skirts, rainbow tennis, women's tennis, rainbow suit. Give me that. Sponsor commission. In the supermarket, well, it's in the news. Food shortages, inflation. Even talk hyperinflation, which hyperinflation is an extreme form of inflation that can be very, very dangerous. If I don't think we're there yet, and some say it seems like the beginning with more than 10% inflation. Seems like the beginning of hyperinflation. However, hyperinflation is the most extreme case, but cannot be ruled out. Exploring these interactions, three different settings in the dream. Explore dimensions of self, of being with, of course, the outside world. LGBTQ related, fitness related, and food security related, supermarket, and maybe it could be economics, financial, commercially related. That one, LGBTQ and fitness. So these three, LGBTQ related, fitness related, and economic, financial, commercial related. Because the supermarket in the parking lot, there were these decrepit, decaying looking cars, which kind of seemed rusty, kind of seemed like they weren't going anywhere. And the supermarket, bare supermarket. Me going in and out, asking quick question, because I don't know. Maybe that's also what was in the news. The insecurity. We don't know. Supply chains, when are they coming back? Is it getting worse? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it stagnating? Are we gonna see more and more shortages, more and more price increases? Less affordability for the majority, not for all. For the majority, not for all. For the majority, not for all. In the supermarkets, grocery stores, drugs. So all these three dimensions, which are part of me, living in an economic, financial, commercial crisis. Part of me is also being LGBTQ, independent athlete, independent artist, independent activist, AAA plus universal spiritual teaching student, independent psychosexual analyst of psychology and sexuality, interpreting this dream. So it can be a confluence, a convergence, or a mixture of several elements, my own subconscious, emotions, feelings. Maybe that's why I woke up moody today. Discrimination against me and my fellow LGBTQ community still exists. Memory loss from adulthood, early childhood, adolescence, fitness journey, not being able to afford the goods on the market or supply chain crisis, all this. You can see I woke up moody and I was moody and upset and triggered and very irritated. Of course, I'm cleaning my system, purifying, cleaning, reordering myself in my room, office, and temple. And of course, by the analysis, so it required action for me to start feeling better. It required me to take a shower. Since I could have stayed in bed, thought about the dream in bed and get moody and wanted to scream even more, wanted to hit even more the wall. Getting upset trigger, which exists within us, the irrational, emotional, because the dream, although it had some real logic to it, the logic, it also had irrational subconscious elements. Although I'm able to discern clearly, interpret the three settings and three categories of relevancy, being LGBTQ related issues in the dream, fitness related issues in the dream, memory loss related issues in the dream, financial, economic, commercial issues in the dream, the supermarket and the cars. supermarket lacking goods, products on the shelves, the insecurity and uncertainty of the economic, financial, commercial times, the clerk saying, well, I don't know, to my question. I'm pretty sure my question to that clerk, store clerk, love you, kiss you, hug you, store clerks, love you, kiss you, hug you, store clerks, love you, kiss you, hug you, store clerks. I'm pretty sure that related to when certain products arrive, or if they're gonna get more of the certain products. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what I've asked. When are they gonna receive more of that products? To which his answer reflects the uncertainty of the times, of the supply chains, of the production, of the looming global food crisis, or that has begun. The global food crisis, some say has begun. If they resolved the issue in Ukraine with the grain, in Ukraine with the grain, the issue with Ukraine in the grain, is I'm going to call for ceasefire and global ceasefire, implementation of my Trinity of theory, citizen integration theory, debt fusion theory, democratic fusion theory. So me staying in bed and feeling sorry for myself wouldn't have helped. Starting to do and take action did help. Taking a shower, cleaning myself, cleaning the front, cleaning in front of the door, the area, the hall in my hallway, cleaning and changing my bed sheets. And fourth dimension to that trinity of cleaning myself, cleaning the common area, and cleaning my room, that trinity of cleaning, coming out in the sun and having coffee, and seeing that those people hug, and interpreting my dream now, this interpretation. So it has also dimensions of psychology, subconscious, irrational forces, or tangible forces such as what we hear and what I heard, what I'm reading in the news, what I'm watching in the news of supply chains, crises, food crises. My call and advocacy for food security as somebody who believes firmly in food security, in food security, in food security. Taking some sun always helps. Taking some sun always helps. Grateful, thankful that I have rent's paid, electricity bill is paid in full, rent is paid in full, one third, one half for my phone bill is paid. My electricity bill is paid in full, and my rent's paid in full. So that trinity of bills being paid for, dimension have food and coffee, and even Hava from Ukraine, interpreting this dream in the sun that I had. Don't have all the solutions, don't have all the answers. I have a lot of questions, speculation, independent artist, dependent activist, independent athlete, AAA, universal spiritual teaching student. This has been a special coffee with Dragan in the sun. Yours truly, Hana Dragan. Woke up moody. Woke up irritated. Woke up I'm feeling so good on the 7th day of meditation doing this raw, real, revolutionary video in the sun. Interpreted my dream, three main elements, representative elements and categories of areas of life relating to me and the outside world. LGBTQ community issues, the fitness journey related issues, and economic, financial, commercial issues. Those three, which are of course interrelated. They're interrelated at some levels of being and of modality of action and of being. So yours truly, and Hana Dragan, gonna we'll get some more coffee, a second cup, and put this video on the Sabbath as I'm continue resting again. I'm auctioning this shirt, $1,000,000. These pants, 100,000. These are 10. Love you, kiss you, hug you, all willingly loving allies and armies. Love you, kiss you, hug you, all willingly loving allies and armies. Love you, kiss you, hug you, all willingly.